Hey, how's it going? Kenny here, and welcome back to Non-League to Giants and the first full episode as Portsmouth manager. So those of you who are a little bit confused right now, I have just left Dover for Portsmouth. Just got promoted to League 1. 3 seasons on the bounce promotions with Dover there. I decided it's time for the next challenge, and I decided to go to Portsmouth. A little bit of a sideways step because Portsmouth have just been relegated from the Championship. Me with Dover got promoted from League 2, but let's be honest, it's not really a sideways step because Portsmouth are a much bigger club than Dover. So I've made the change. I'm now Portsmouth manager. I haven't brought you back for the first ever game as Portsmouth manager because, to tell the truth, I was very excited to start my new club. I did all the transfers. I started off the new season as well. So that is why I've not brought you back for the first game as Portsmouth manager. I brought you back for quite an interesting game though. So the first club I actually got an interview for this season was Charlton. I got offered the Mansfield job interview last season, but they were bottom of League 2. I was top of League 2. I didn't really see the need to go to that interview, to be honest with you. I applied for the Charlton job, though, at the start of this current season. Well, towards the end of last season, shall we say. And I got an interview, but they declined to offer me the job. Whereas Portsmouth, a couple of weeks later, they did offer me the job after the interview. So a little bit of showing Charlton what they're missing here today, I guess you could say. This is the Papa John's Trophy, though. This is not the league. And interestingly enough, Charlton are top of the league currently, and we are second. We'll get into that in a second. But first of all, of course, I've got a new club here, and I've made lots of signings and sold a lot of players as well. Didn't have much money to spend, though. If you watched the last episode, you'd see there were only about 600k to spend or something silly. Not too much in the wage budget. It was actually 22k over the wage budget at the start of the new season. So not really spent a lot of money, as you see there, only 650k spent, but lots of players have joined us. I've raised 3.3 million in player sales, though. So to be honest with you, I got very excited about joining Portsmouth, but as soon as I come to the club, I got a little bit worried because there was a lot of players who are very unhappy at the club because, of course, they just suffer relegation. They want to stay in the Championship, and some players on some ridiculous wages at this level who just don't justify it whatsoever. And yeah, it was just a little bit of a task, to tell you the truth. There's no money to spend. But finally, on the final day of the transfer deadline, I built up some sort of squad. I actually got quite a big squad now, actually. Before the final day of the transfer window, I had about 17 or 18 players. So it was a little bit hectic, but I managed to get the players in that I wanted to in the end. Well, the first 2 players to leave us were 2 youngsters on loan. Michael Dunn's gone to Oxford on loan for the season. He's quite a promising youngster. Well, he's very promising, actually. He's 18 years of age. Definitely one for the future. Probably could stay at the club for now, but he's not going to be a regular starter, so I thought it's best for him to get some first-team football and go to Oxford as well, team in League 1 as well. So he's playing League 1 football still. He's played 3 appearances so far, 1 goal, 1 assist and 1 player of matches. So he's doing well there, which is great. Hopefully he develops nicely this season. Also, Charlie Dean's on loan to Exeter for the season as well. He's another 18-year-old. He's a centre-back. He's got high promise as well, potentially 5 stars. Although they play in different positions, I think he's a bit further down the line than Dunn there because, as you see from his graph here, aerially and mentally, he's just not up to standard right now, in my opinion. Physically, he's quite good. Obviously, he could get a little bit stronger, which would be nice. But in terms of the other attributes there, he's quite nice. And defensively, he's all right as well. But his heading ability, 7 heading for a guy who's 6'2" and a centre-back, not good enough. So he needs to develop some more. He's playing in League 2 of Exeter. Hopefully, he does that this season. In terms of the other players, Joe Fairs has gone loan to Bath for the season. Again, another 18-year-old. Another one who can play in the midfield. Not quite as promising, though, but still got a bit about him there. Tegan Tipp has gone on loan to Western-super-Mare. Tegan Tipp. I wasn't quite familiar with this guy. I must have just loaned him out. He's not got very high potential. He's not worth remembering. It's alright to say that as well because he's not a real person. Tegan Tipp's gone on loan to Western-super-Mare though. Finally sold our first player on the 7th of July. That's Colby Bishop. He's gone to Charlton for 250k. The team he played today, of course. Yeah, he's just not very good. Not very good. He was 3rd, 4th choice striker at the time. I've made some other sales and signings since then. He's just bang average in my opinion. And yeah, haven't got much use for him. And also, he was unhappy as well. So sold him for 250k, which is nice. Doran McDowell was on loan to Barrow for the season. Again, not too familiar with him. Yeah, he's not too great. Not one of the most memorable youngsters we have at the club. Potentially 4 stars, but probably not going to be good enough for us, let's be honest. Kamahuaku's on loan to Dulwich Hamlet as well. Another one who's not much use at all. Kobe Motto's on loan to Weymouth. Again, not much use for him. Loaned out a lot of youngsters, but only a few of them are high potential. David Helm is one who's high potential. Got loaned to Forest Green for the season. As you see here, he's not far away from first team football at all, to be honest. And yeah, I was a little bit conflicted about this one because you see here, he looks quite good. 16 finishing is very nice for a striker, of course. 16 jumping reach role. He's 6'6". I didn't know he's 6'6". Oh dear. Bit of a boo-boo there. Anyway, he needs to get some more game time. He needs to score more goals. He's on loan to Forest Green. Played 4 games. No goals so far, so that's not very promising. But he looks like definitely one for the future as well. Also, Darrow O'Hagan is another one for the future. He's on loan to Bolton for the season. He's a bit confusing though, O'Hagan. I don't know what his best position is. I can't work him out. It says he's a striker, and if you look at him here, looks like quite a decent pressing forward, doesn't he? But attacking ability is not great. 9 finishing, 9 composure, just... Yeah, and I'm thinking about centre midfield as well, so he can play there as well, as you see there, but he can't defend at all. To be honest, he can't go forward as well. So I'm trying to figure out what position he is. He's definitely not a right back. He can't defend to save his life. Right midfield as well, meh. He looks more like a striker to me. I think he's going to be a striker, but he definitely needs to develop that attacking phase of his game. He is a striker after all, so hopefully he can do that at Bolton. He started off quite well. 2 goals in 4 games. He got 6 in 14 with Swindon as well last season, so definitely some promise about Hagan as well. Ben Osborne, well... 1.3 million. I cannot believe we got 1.3 million for him from Luton, because he's not... He's just awful, isn't he? He's awful. He's the good thing about Osborne was he was versatile, but he's 31. He's a moaning Myrtle. He's not very good. He's not very good at all. So to get 1.3 million for him from Luton, I was ecstatic with that. Very, very ecstatic. As you see here, he's just very much bang average. So not a player I need at all. Sold him for 1.3 million. He's the biggest sale of the window so far. Well, he's big. Oh, the window's closed, Kenny. What am I talking about? After that, though, this was absolutely devastating. I know you haven't seen me play a game of Portsmouth so far, but if you did, one player would be on your lips. Would be Sam Surridge. Would be the only player on your lips, because he has absolutely smashed it at the start of the new season here. Unfortunately for us, though, he had a 300k relegation release clause. I thought I managed to persuade him to stay, because Blackburn and, I think it was actually Middlesbrough came in, Blackburn and someone else came in for him, and I tried to persuade him to stay. Surridge's demands were that he wants to get back to the Championship, and understandably why. He's definitely at least a Championship level striker, and I told him that we could do it this season. He seemed to agree with me. He seemed like he wanted to stay, and it was literally about 2 weeks before he finally accepted the offer from Blackburn, and I thought I'd persuade him to stay, but he didn't reject any offer from the 2 clubs, so I was very confused at that moment, to be honest with you. I thought, I persuaded him to stay. He said he wants to stay now, after I promised him that, so he should have rejected the contracts, but he didn't, and 2 weeks later he left. And anyway, why I'm saying he's so good, because at the start of this season, he played 5 games, 4 of them starts, 8 goals, 2 assists, and he got 4 player of the matches in 4 starts, so yeah, he was pretty darn good for us at the start of the season. I was very, very excited about Surridge. I didn't even actually know about his relegation release clause until it was matched, and I was absolutely devastated. If we're going to lose him, let's at least lose him for some money, because he is not worth 300k. He's worth 4.9 to 7.6 million now. It's an absolute disgrace. Who put that in his contract? I have no idea. Must have been the only way they could sign him, I guess, because that is just ridiculous. He's definitely a Championship striker, though, so I don't blame him wanting to leave, but to get only 300k for a player who's going to be by far our best player of the season. So say he's got 8 goals in 4 starts and 2 assists. He got a player of the match in every single game. An average rate of 9.5 in his 3 league matches. So yeah, he absolutely flying at the start of the season, but unfortunately we lost him. I managed to replace him with a couple of other strikers, but to be honest, this is a massive loss for us, because he was by far the best striker at the club, and the other strikers are just not as good as him. He's just a complete striker, in my opinion. In terms of, we're not really in the lower leagues anymore, we're in the 3rd division, aren't we? But in terms of the 3rd, 2nd division, even the 4th division, he's the ideal striker to get. He's quality. He's got quality about him. He's tall, good in the air. He's not slow. He's just overall a good player at this level. So yeah, devastating to lose him, but we've lost him nonetheless. 300k though, it's an absolute joke, isn't it? Jack Walton as well. He's on a Middlesbrough for 1.1 million. He was our goalkeeper, but he was absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. To get 1.1 million for him as well is an absolute steal. He's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Look at him here. He looks bang average at best. But that's not the thing that makes me think he's absolutely terrible. It's his performances. In 5 appearances so far this season, he got 6 goals conceded. So just over 1 a game, which is not terrible. He got a 6.5 average rating. He was awful. Every single game he was awful. And I looked at his average rating before then as well. Look at that. 6.55 the season before that. 6.57 the season before that. Both with Portsmouth. So he's absolutely terrible. Thank goodness we got rid of him. 1.1 million as well. I'm ecstatic with that, because he is absolutely awful. See you later, Walton. And finally, the last sale is Tom Lowry. He's on a Wigan for 350k. One position we had quite a lot of depth at was centre midfield. Other than that, we needed strengthening all every position, basically. So Tom Lowry, let him go 350k. Yeah, he's just not very good. He's not very good at all. Anyway, that's all the sales to talk of. Let's get to the players who have joined us. I did say in the last episode there that I wasn't going to raid Dover for any players. Technically, I haven't raided Dover because I haven't signed any of their players, but the first player I actually signed was a player who was on loan with me at Dover at the end of last season. That is Zach Abbott. He's joined us on loan for Nottingham Forest for this season. Centre-back depth was absolutely horrendous. Had really just one centre-back at the club, Sean Raggett. So Abbott, I just saw it as an easy one to bring in. I was looking on the loan list for a centre-back. Not really anything out there, to be honest. And Abbott was not on the loan list, but I managed to prime away from Nottingham Forest quite easily in the end. He's a very good centre-back. You look at his graph here, though. He's not very much a modern-day centre-back, but we are in the 3rd division, so not really too interested in the playing out of the back, all this sort of stuff. So definitely can do a job here for us. Only 19 as well. Not very versatile. He's not versatile at all. Can't play anywhere else, but he's just a good centre-back to have. Good option. See here, defensively, he's very good. 15 marking, 15 tackling, 14 positioning. The only thing that lets him down a little bit is his composure. 8 composure, as I said, not playing out the back like that, so don't really need his composure as much, I guess. As you see there with the blue, highlighted blue there. But yeah, definitely could do with a bit of strength and jump and reach increase as well. But all in all, very happy with the signing. On loan to the end of the season. Got a lot of players on loan to the end of the season. As you can imagine, only 650k spent. Did have a lot of money to spend, but definitely strengthened the team. But one player I just wish we had still was Sam Surridge, of course. Chris Popov, he's actually on loan to the club last season. I mentioned him in the last episode, but he actually is all the loan players, obviously their contract expired at the end of last season, but he's the only one I actually brought back, Chris Popov. He didn't have a great season for Portsmouth last season, 12 games, no goals, no assists, 6.83, but all in all, on the loan list, he was one of the better options going forward. Got 2 assists already this season, so he started off well. And also, a great thing about him is he can play anywhere down the front line there. Very good physically, 18 natural fitness, very quick, good jumping reach, good strength as well. Well, 9 strength is quite decent for a wing, I guess you'd say. But technically, mentally, not the best, but physically he's quite good. Hopefully he can develop a little bit then, as we see going forward. But yeah, happy with his loan signing. Not the best, but also adds to the squad. Ricky J. Jones, another one I got on loan from Peterborough, actually playing the same division as us. I think they do anyway. Do they? Yeah, they do. Peterborough playing the same division as us. Ricky J. Jones, when I first looked at him, I thought he didn't look amazing, but I had another look and I thought, you know what, he's actually quite decent. Despite him being on the loan list from Peterborough, it doesn't put me off him because he's quite a good player and his pace is definitely very, very interesting. 17 acceleration, 17 pace. He's a good player. Play on the left, on the right as well, and up front. I've been playing Ricky J. Jones on the left and Popov on the right at the start of the season here and going with a different striker. So on the left, he's doing quite well. He's got 2 assists in 2 games of the Carabao Cup, so he's doing well there, but hasn't scored a goal yet, but he looks promising, same with Popov, so that's very good. Michael Obafemi, I signed him as a backup for Surridge, but unfortunately Surridge left a couple of weeks later, so I didn't sign him as my number 1 striker because he's not very tall. Signed him for 100k from Swansea, which is obviously very cheap, and he's obviously better than a 100k player, but he looks very good. The only problem is, as I said, he's not very tall. He's only 5'7", so he's got no heading ability at all. 8 heading, 6 jumping reach. He's just not a threat in the air at all. So if you just gave him Surridge's height, then it'd be a great replacement for Surridge. But unfortunately, you cannot do that. You cannot give someone else someone's height. So yeah, a little bit disappointing with the striker options. We've got another striker to talk of soon as well. But Obafemi's got good pace about him. He's overall quite good. Just the aerial abilities is affecting the signing a little bit there, but he definitely adds to the squad. Sedan Iqbal, got him on a free transfer, formerly of Man United. Needed to add some depth to the centre midfield department. He's nothing special. He's a full international, though. He's got 27 caps for Iraq. He can play anywhere in the middle there, DM, CM, or attacking mid, of course. Going forward, he's quite decent, but the defensive side of this game definitely needs some work. But he's quite a good signing at this level. I don't think he'd step up from this level quite nicely to the Championship. Definitely not the Premier League, but for this season, he looks quite decent. Iqbal on a free transfer, so no sort of risk there. Louis Barry, another one I've signed. He signed for 150k from Aston Villa, so another cheap one. He actually played a crucial role for me on the last FootballManager with Austria Vienna towards the end there. So he's a player I know well on FootballManager. He doesn't seem like he's got much of an upgrade this FootballManager, so he doesn't look amazing, but as a squad depth, I'm happy to bring him in. Again, versatile on the left, on the right, and up front as well, so I'm happy with that. Yerson Mosquera, he's joined us on loan from Wolves for the season. Decent centre-back. I wish his defending was a little bit better, but all in all, he's just quite an overall good centre-back, so happy to bring him in on loan for the season from Wolves. This is when it started to get a bit manic there, as you see up from the transfer dates. 29th of August, we signed Mosquera, and we signed another 6 players on deadline day. They were all delayed because we couldn't raise enough funds, but when I sold Walton, Lowry and even Surridge as well, raised funds to bring these players in. So the other striker I managed to bring in is Ken Abbo. He's actually a striker I was looking at when I was Dover. He wasn't as good then though, because obviously he's young and he's developed nicely. I see him more as a replacement for Surridge because unlike Obafemi, he's got some height about him. 6'1", 13 jumping reach as well. Not quite the target man height, but definitely good in the air and definitely much more useful than Obafemi. So brought him in. Got two good strikers now to replace one brilliant one. Does that add up? Maybe a little bit, maybe not so much though. Obviously, if Surridge got injured, then it would definitely make a difference. So we've got Abbo here as well to battle out Obafemi. Quite happy with him. Hopefully he'll impress. He hasn't started a game yet. Hasn't played any more than 15 minutes as well, but looking like a very promising player. Michael Ibrahim joins us on loan. He's actually our new DM, slash DM. Yeah, as you see, he's not amazing, but I ran out of ideas towards the end. I had to bring in a DM sort of player. So Ibrahim's come in. He's not going to be a regular starter though, despite it saying there. Don't tell Fulham. Physically, he's quite a good player. 18 agility, 17 stamina. Mentally, he's quite decent as well. Technically, he's nowhere near good enough, but he's a ball midfielder type, so doesn't need to be technically great. As you see here, you look at him in 2 or 3 years' time, he's going to look brilliant probably. But as it stands right now, not amazing, but definitely a great potential player, that is for sure. Nathan Ferguson joined us on a free transfer as well. I was actually looking to sign him when he was at Crystal Palace, and I wanted to sign him on loan for the season, but his wages were too expensive. But then out of the blue, Crystal Palace just terminated the contract, so I was like, happy days. Went in for him on a free transfer, managed to get him for 6k a week. Big difference of 6k a week than 32k a week, and yeah, he's had his injury problems. Well, he says he's had his injury problems. That is not the full story, let's be honest. He damaged knee cartilage, out for 10 months. He was out for 2 months with a torn thigh muscle, hamstring strain for 7 weeks, and a damaged Achilles tendon again for 7 months. So yeah, he's a rotten time of injuries, to tell you the truth. And he only played 1 game for Crystal Palace in real life. He played 1 more 2024 season. So yeah, not much of a career at Crystal Palace, unfortunately for him. But hopefully he can put his injuries behind him. 8 natural fitness though does scare me, not going to lie. But had to bring in a right back, and also on a free transfer, 6k a week, not too much of a risk. If he does pick up a serious injury, then we've got cover at right back. And also, it's not a complete disaster for how much he cost. Bailey Peacock Farrell is our new goalkeeper, signing for 200k from Burnley. Definitely a lot better than Jack Walton. Actually compare him with Walton, he's just a lot better than Walton. The only thing Walton's got going for him is his speed, but Bailey Peacock Farrell is just a much better player. And yeah, happy to get him in. 16 1-on-1s is very, very nice. Looks like a good goalkeeper. I wish he was a little bit quicker, but his acceleration is half decent, I guess. 10 acceleration. So for a goalkeeper at this level, I think he looks very good. Mentally, he's a little bit weak. 7 decisions, 10 concentrations. So hopefully he keeps his eye on the ball. Another 2 signings as well. Morgan Fox has joined us from Stoke for 38.5k. He provides cover at left back. Ben Osborne was the only other left back who could play at the club other than Ogilvie. So I needed to bring Morgan Fox in as well. Very cheap. He's 31 but needed cover there. Massively important. Also, he's a bit of a set piece wizard. Michael Hector is the final signing as well. He joins us from Peterborough as well for 150k. He's a decent centre back, but also I'm planning to play him as a DM because it was a happy accident, the fact that he can play DM, because our DM's a little bit weak. So, yeah, planning to play Hector as a defensive midfielder, but as you see, with 18 jumping reach, 16 strength, that he's definitely a very capable centre-back as well. Also can play right-back as well, if needed. So, yeah, that is all the signings. Of course, there's no real blockbuster signing there, but we are playing in League One, of course. But I feel like I strengthened the team a lot, especially towards the end. But as I said, the only one player that I really, really wish we still had was Sam Surridge. But other than that, there's nothing. There's no real player that we've lost that I think, you know what, well, we haven't lost anyone because the other players I wanted to sell. So yeah, only Surridge leaving is a little bit annoying. But I said I brought in Obafemi and Abbo as well, and also Barry can play up front. Jay Jones can play up front as well. Popov can play up front. So we've definitely got enough cover there. But Surridge would be a nice player to have here. Anyway, let's get to the recent results. After all that talk about transfers, we start off the new season with a little bit of a dodgy one. Played Bristol Rovers at home. Beat them 3-2 though, which was nice. All the goals come in the last 20 minutes as well. Surridge made it 1-0. He then made it 2-0. But Tyrese John Jules made it 2-1 in the 76th minute. A player I was actually looking at because he's very versatile as well. Sean Raggett made it 3-1, but they got another late goal to make it 3-2. So a bit of an iffy start there, but with Jack Walton in goal, anything's possible. Absolutely terrible he was. But all in all, we got a win in our first game of the season. First game as Portsmouth manager as well, so that was a great start, albeit not sensational. We then beat Morecambe away 3-1 in the Carabao Cup first round. Surridge again with a double in this game, that was nice. This was a fantastic win though, because the first 2 wins, nothing too sensational to talk of. Home to Bristol Rovers, should be winning that game really. Away to Morecambe as well, League 2, should be winning that game. But this one was a brilliant win. Away to Barnsley, obviously a championship level club, beat them 4-1 very comfortably, which is brilliant. Abbott with a goal, Obafemi with a goal as well, and Surridge with 2 goals off the bench. Aidan Marshall a goal back for Barnsley, but ran out massive deserved winners there against a good club. We then beat Swansea 3-1 at home in the next game as well. We're actually favourites for the title this season, so that was another nice win. Surridge were bracing this game as well. I said the guy was just an absolute animal. He's an absolute beast for us. Abbott with a goal as well. We're 3-0 in the first 29 minutes. They got a goal back late on through Jake Davies, who then got sent off just 30 minutes later. After that, we had Watford away in the Carabao Cup second round. We lost this game on penalties, unfortunately. Really, really unfortunately as well, because we went 1-0 up through Zidane Iqbal, his first goal for the club, and Kayembe got sent off just a minute later. Interestingly enough, he was actually on my plans. He was my number 1 DM I wanted to bring in. As you see here, he's very good. He was transfer listed by Watford, and I did actually make a loan offer for him, and it was accepted, but unfortunately for us, he chose to play for Alves on a permanent transfer and playing for us, which you do kind of understand, I guess. But yeah, he was going to be a good DM for us. He looked like a really good player, but unfortunately, he didn't come. And he did get sent off against us, though. But unfortunately, they scored a goal back through Walker Peters, and we couldn't get a win against a 10-man team, despite leading the game. And they won on penalties, unfortunately, so that was disappointing. And then just before the episode, played Port Vale away. And surprise, surprise, with Surridge gone, we can't score goals now. We drew 0-0 away to Port Vale, which was a disappointing performance, has to be said. Although at least our goalkeeper had put in a good performance in this game. Joshua Oluwayemi with 7.3 there. He's not a very good goalkeeper. He's pretty terrible, in fact. That's our backup goalkeeper, by the way. So Peacock Farrell gets injured. We are in whole heaps of trouble. But he put in a good performance, though, unlike Jack Walton, who's absolutely terrible. Anyway, let's get to the season preview first of all, and then let's get to the first game of the Portsmouth era here. It's a Papa John's Trophy away to Charlton. 4-1 to win the title this season, 4th in the season preview. Ready to play Swansea, beat them, 3-1 wasn't it? Beat Barnsley 4-1 away from home as well. So we started off the new season very, very well. We're not top of the league though. We were top of the league until we dropped points to Port Vale. Charlton, the team we played today in the Papa John's Trophy, they are top of the league with 4 wins. We're the only other unbeaten team with 3 wins, 1 draw and no losses. So it's been a great start to life here at Portsmouth, but we're out Surridge now, and there's a long way to go in the season. But anyway, let's get to this first game then as Portsmouth manager. Well, in the episode at least. Obviously, I played 6 games now, so it's not my first game, but the first game you'll see in the episode here. And a lot of debuts to talk of today. Peacock Farrell makes his debut in goal today. Hopefully he turned out to be a good goalkeeper for us, because as I said, Walton was absolutely terrible. Nathan Ferguson gets his debut today as well. He's very much lacking in match sharpness, so it's definitely a risk here. But the other right back I've got, Swanson is unfit for the game, and he's not very good, to be honest with you. The other one, though, Joe Rafferty, he is one hell of a moaning myrtle. I tried to sell him as well because he just does not stop moaning, doesn't shut up. 31 years of age. Not amazing. He's versatile. Definitely could do a job here, but he's not worth always moaning, so I want to get rid of him. So, I'm going to start Ferguson today. I'm going to risk it. As I said, we've got cover at right back if the terrible does happen. Also, Mosquera's making his debut today in centre-back. He partners Abbott. Fox is making his debut today as well. No, Mosquera made his debut already. Mosquera made his debut against Port Vale, so that's not his debut today. Fox makes his debut though at left back as well. Ibrahim makes his debut today in DM as well. Balassa and Harper in midfield. They're 2 original players here. Balassa, he's alright. Nothing special. Wish he was better physically, but he's alright. Harper is probably our best end midfielder. He did want to leave, but I'm not going to let him leave because he's quite a decent player, has to be said. Jamaican international as well. Same with what's his name? Hector and Harper, both Jamaican internationals. That's quite nice. Barry starts on the right today as well because Popov is a little bit tired. Jay Jones starts on the left, had a promising start to the season. And Abbo makes his full debut today. He did make a little bit part appearance against Port Vale there, but not enough minutes to even get a match rating. So effectively his debut as well. So lots of players making their debut today. Away to Charlton. Can we get one over on them? Well, let's find out. Before we get started with this match, guys, please remember that if you like this video, hit that like button for me. It's really important to get this video seen by more people. And also, if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out, and it'd much appreciated as well. So let's get started with this game then. Pump the fist, go out there and give these fans the money's worth. Let's also give them a little bit more extra encouragement here. So we had to lose a match with Portsmouth. Only played 6 games though, but obviously we lost against Watford, but not in 90 minutes. So Hopefully we don't lose this game against Charlton. As I said, a little bit of a personal battle here for me, this one, because Charlton rejected me and then Portsmouth accepted me. Also, they're top of the league currently, so could have some very interesting battles with Charlton with the years to come. Also, plans with Portsmouth. I haven't really got any plans with Portsmouth, to be honest with you. Obviously, did 3 seasons with Dover, 3 very successful seasons as well, 3 back-to-back promotions, so that was very nice. 3 first-place finishes as well, which is incredible. Anyway, Peacock Farrell, his first action as a Portsmouth goalkeeper, did not look very promising there because he almost gave away a cheap goal. Still on the highlight here as well. He kicks it long. Abbo, a little bit of height about him, as I said, other than Obafemi. Here's Paul. Abbott wins the header. Here's Jones. Back to Abbott, Ibrahim. Seen a lot of the new signings here today, as I said. We had a very, very thin squad before the deadline day. Abbo. First time we're seeing him. I like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing from Ken Abbo there. I said Obafemi looks like a good player, but I really wanted some height in the team. I had Emerson last season with Dover. I had Surridge at the start of this. Well, it seemed like a lot of games when Surridge was that good at the start of the season. And I just wanted to play with a little bit of height about him. Abbo's got that. Obviously, did not represent his height there. Scoring with his feet, something Obafemi can do as well. But Abbo looks more like my number 1 striker for the season. But we shall see. Anyway, back to Portsmouth. Not got any real plans to see where I'll take them. I'm not going to say this is going to be my final destination. I feel like I want to take over one more club after Portsmouth. A little trio here in the series, but we shall see about that. But at the moment, I just want to get Portsmouth back to the Championship, of course, and then we'll reassess the options. Will I take them all the way to Premier League? We'll see. But at the moment, it's just about getting back to the Championship, of course. Obviously, we'll see what sort of job offers I get down the line as well, because obviously this season I'm going to stay at Portsmouth unless something absolutely stupid happens, like Man City offer me the job or something. But other than that, I'm going to stay at Portsmouth for the entire season, of course. But after that point, I can't make any promises about where I'm going to end up, because that's the whole point of this. Abbo's through on goal. Well, this guy's unbelievable. 2 goals already in the first 38 minutes from Ken Abbo. This has been a great start to this match, hasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Going down the line. Not making any promises. I want to stay at Portsmouth for a couple of seasons at least, but if I get a good offer for somewhere else, then I'm interested in going there. This is a journeyman / non-league Giants career mode I'm doing here, so not going to stay at one club the whole time like I did last season with Hereford. Anyway, what a start to this game this is. The first half is looking very, very good. Why are Charlton going with a 4-2-4 formation, though? I have no idea. They've definitely been punished so far in this first half, and by Ken Abbo as well. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him. Looking like a good play. He's looking like a good replacement for Surridge at the moment, albeit it's the first game, or first half of his first team debut here, so let's not get carried away, but definitely very promising that from Abbo. Charlton have been terrible in this game so far. Now I say that, don't I? Now they're on the attack. Here's Fraser. Gets past Ferguson, he's not even there. He wasn't, oh my word, did he save that? Well, that's guaranteed to be a goal there. Well, Nathan Ferguson, well, you can't say too much about him. He's definitely lacking match fitness, that is for sure. He's been out for basically 2.5 years, hasn't he? Injured, so can't be too harsh on the bloke, but he did get past him there with absolute ease. Anyway, talking of Ferguson, maybe it's time to take him off. As I said, he's been injured for about 2.5 years, so let's not overdo it with him. Let's bring on Swanson. Rafferty is clearly a better player than Swanson, but Rafferty's moaning that much that it affects his playing time as well, affects his ability on the pitch. So Swanson comes on today. Rafferty's not even on the bench today. Mosquera's having quite a good game today. He's looking like quite a good signing as well. Ibrahim, I thought he had a green rating there, but he hasn't got 6.8. Jay Jones is tired, so I think we'll take him off, and I think we'll bring on Popov. No, actually, you know what? We won't bring on Popov. We'll bring on Obafemi. We'll put Barry on the left and put Obafemi on the right as well. Obafemi can play on the right wing as well, so maybe that can be his position for the season. We shall see. Obviously, he's got good pace about him. Problem is, though, our right wingers, none of them have really got any great crossing ability, which is quite important for a winger. 6 crossing from him, the other one's got 7, so yeah, I don't like that. That'll do for now. Obafemi on, Swanson on as well. 2-0, this game's been an absolute walkthrough, but in the second half, Charlton are starting to create some chances here, which is a little bit worrying. Well, the midfield has been absolutely bossing things today. Well, Charlton are going with a 4-2-4, so they're lacking a player in that department there. Balassa and Harper have really exploited that today. It's been a good performance all around, to be honest with you. Ibrahim's on a yellow card. I haven't put, what's his name? Hector on the bench, though. Morel is anxious. Don't want to put him on, being anxious. No, let's take Mosquera off. Let's bring on Raggett. And, no, I'll bring on Iqbal as well. Bring him on for Balassa. All right. 20 minutes to go. Charlton are in a better of the second half here, but still in quite control here. We're 2-0 up in the game. Not been the best of games, but Abbo has just made the difference, hasn't he? 2 goals from Abbo. 2 big chances. Converted them with ease. Here's Fox with the ball here. Had quite a good debut. Back to Abbott. Now it's Ibrahim, looking good as well. Lovely ball to Obafemi. Oh, look at that. What a goal. What a goal. Abba with his hat-trick. Who needs Sam Surridge? Who needs Sam Surridge? Obafemi with an assist as well from the right. Look at that play, though. It's absolutely brilliant. Ibrahim. Lovely long pass out to Obafemi. On the half volley. Back to Abbo. On the volley, in the back of the net. Cannot get any easier than that. What a satisfying goal that was. From 3 new signings as well. Absolutely brilliant. Just torn Charlton a new one in this game. I wonder if they're playing a full-strength team today, because if they are, then I do not fear them whatsoever. Despite them being top of the league, I do not fear them at all. What a great start. What a great start to the first episode, full episode as Portsmouth manager. 3-0 win. Ken Abbo, our new striker with a hat-trick. I think it's safe to say he's going to start the next game. He's looking very, very good, isn't he? Anyway, in terms of the Papa John's Trophy group, we've got Tottenham under-21s and Cambridge in the group as well. So, with us beating Charlton away 3-0, you'd like to think we would qualify from the group now. Did have a Papa John's Trophy experience last season with Dover. We won the first game as well, and we actually got Portsmouth in our group as well. We lost the next 2 games to get knocked out of the group. So hopefully we can get further in the Papa John's Trophy this season. That's a serious competition we can win as well. So hopefully we go a bit further on that. In that, obviously the Carabao Cup, we're knocked down in the second round by Watford. Let's be honest, we're not going to win the FA Cup, are we? I know Portsmouth got to a final not too long ago, but they were a Premier League team at that time. Papa John's Trophy though, says be competitive there, but I mean I think it'd be foolish to overlook the Papa John's Trophy. Of course, if it comes down to it, the league is going to be much more important than Papa John's Trophy, but as I proved with Dover in the Vanarama National days, we won the league with the Vanarama National, got to the FA Trophy final as well, where unfortunately we lost. But we can do that, a cup run, and win the league title as well. So no reason to think we cannot go all the way in the Papa John's Trophy. Long way to go in that though. Anyway, in terms of the next episode, guys, I think I'll bring you back for 2 very tricky games, 2 Yorkshire games as well. Away to Sheffield Wednesday, they're obviously a very big club at this level, playing at Hillsborough, a massive stadium. Away to Rotherham as well, a team you'd say is probably more of a Championship team these days than a League One team. They seem to be spending more time in the Championship than League One. So yeah, 2 very big games in my opinion. Away to Sheffield Wednesday, away to Rotherham. But let's be honest, the way we're starting off the new season here, we definitely need to fear those 2. Beat Barnsley away 4-1, Swansea at home 3-1, beat Charlton away 3-0 as well. So 3 teams that should be up near the top of the league table at the end of the season. But obviously you've got to play a lot of games before then. Huddersfield at home is a tricky game, that is for sure. Other than that, though, hopefully we can go into that in that game week, in that episode, with being top of the league. We shall see. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the video. As I said, please remember to hit that like button if you like the video. If you're still watching it this time, I think you like the video, so do hit that like button for me. It makes a difference, it really does. And also, if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out, adding much appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.